The prophet who refused to die part I. The death. The world meets a prophet, kills him, and pays the price. Chapter 1. The man who spoke of return. The desert wind had a way of erasing everything. Footprints, borders, even the memory of storms. Yet it never managed to erase the man who walked through it with his hands clasped behind his back and his eyes half closed, as though listening to something beneath the sand. Aaron Shiloh paused on the ridge overlooking the camp and exhaled a slow, measured breath. The sun was sliding down the sky like a molten coin, and each ray carved a line of gold across his skin. He did not look like a prophet. He did not dress like a mystic. His robe was simple, off-white, hand-woven by the same villagers who taught him the ancient breathing rites. But there was something in the way he seemed utterly untouched by the noise of the world, something that made people feel exposed in his presence, as if the silence around him saw more than their words ever could. Below him, a tent city had formed overnight. Thousands had come, politicians, scientists, desperate parents, grieving spouses, curious journalists, the faithful, the cynical, the bored, and the broken. They gathered for one reason. They believed Aaron Shiloh had done what no human being should do. They believed he had brought a man back from the dead. Aaron descended the ridge slowly, bare feet silent on the cooling sand. He did not quicken his pace. He did not wave. He offered no blessing, no smile, no sermon. And yet, the moment he stepped into the crowd, a hush fell. Conversations dissolved. Cameras lowered. Even the dust seemed to settle, as if the desert itself understood the weight of the moment. Aaron lifted his head and scanned the faces before him, faces heavy with unspoken questions. He saw a mother clutching her son's shoes, as if holding them might bring him back. He saw a man whose eyes trembled with anger, searching for someone to blame for his suffering. He saw the glint of concealed weapons in the jackets of security personnel sent to monitor him. He returned their stare with the calm patience of someone who had spent years learning to listen before speaking. "You say I resurrected him," Aaron began. His voice was soft but carried clearly across the crowd. "You are wrong." The murmur rose instantly, swirling like wind around a flame. Aaron raised a hand and the noise stopped. "Resurrection is not a miracle," he continued. "It is an inheritance, one humanity forgot." Behind the barricades, two military officers exchanged a glance. Their orders were simple. Observe him, record everything, prepare a report for General Veer. If Aaron Shiloh was building a cult, they needed to shut it down before it destabilized an already fragile region. A journalist pushed forward, recorder raised. It was Nadia Roth, newly transferred from a media desk in Lisbon after her editor declared her reporting emotionally excessive. She'd expected an overhyped desert preacher. She had not expected this. "What do you mean forgot?" she called out. "How can humanity forget something as impossible as resurrection?" Aaron studied her face. He saw the tension in her jaw, the tension of someone who once believed and lost that belief painfully. He nodded once, as if acknowledging a private conversation between them. "Because humanity has forgotten itself," he replied. Whispers rippled through the crowd. "Cells remember death," Aaron said, "but they also remember light. That memory can be activated. It requires breath, awareness, stillness, and a willingness to confront the moment when the body falls silent." It sounded like poetry, but Nadia felt something cold settle beneath her ribs. He wasn't quoting scripture. He wasn't invoking spirits, gods, or cosmic forces. He was speaking with the precision of a scientist. As if reading her mind, Aaron added, "This is not religion. This is knowledge. It existed long before any belief system claimed it." Nadia stepped forward again. "But you did bring a man back." Aaron closed his eyes. For a moment, the desert held its breath with him. "I guided him," he said. His body returned by its own memory. Another ripple, sharper this time, hope fused with disbelief. A senator from Italy shouted from the back, "This is dangerous rhetoric. You're claiming people can cheat death." Aaron opened his eyes. Something still, ancient, and quietly fierce moved within them. "I am saying," he replied, "that death is not the end you think it is, and humanity is not as powerless as it has been taught." Several in the crowd gasped. Others nodded, trembling. On the far edge of the camp, hidden inside a black, unmarked SUV, a man in a tailored gray suit lowered his binoculars. Caleb Arden, billionaire and architect of the world's most secret immortality research project, watched Aaron with a scientist's hunger and a grieving father's anger. "Find out everything," Caleb murmured to his aide. "I want no gaps. His childhood, his training, his followers. If he has discovered something, it belongs to me." He shut the binoculars, jaw tightening. "No one resurrects the dead except through technology," Caleb whispered. "And I will own that technology." Back near the front of the crowd, a rustle of motion cut across the air. Nadia sensed it before she saw it. A shift of posture, a spreading tension. The military officers, previously stiff but still, had gone rigid. Their radios crackled. One officer whispered into a headset, and his eyes darted to the ridgeline. Nadia followed his gaze. A lone figure stood there, hair silver, robe dark, staff planted in the sand like an anchor. Mara Elohi, the elder rumored to have raised Aaron, stared down at the gathering with a gaze that seemed to pierce each soul individually. Even from a distance, she exuded a presence both commanding and mournful. Aaron inclined his head in respect. Mara did not move. The silence stretched. Then Aaron said, "The world is not ready." The officers stiffened. Caleb leaned forward in his SUV. Nadia's fingers curled around her recorder. "What happens now?" someone asked. Aaron's answer was simple. "Now," he said, "the world will try to silence me." His eyes lifted toward the horizon, as if he saw something coming long before any of them did. "Because truth," he added quietly, "is always killed before it is believed." The wind rose again, brushing across the camp, stirring a sandstorm of doubt and awakening. And somewhere beyond the ridge, hidden behind the fading daylight, a rifle's metallic click echoed across the desert. The first attempt to silence him had already begun.